Okay. Um,
So hello everyone, welcome to our Zoom meeting, and I'm going to share the screen so that we can watch or see
okay.
the agenda. So today the Brown team will be talking about different topics. Dr. Sameera will help us with her experience regarding increasing the knowledge and the skills. And then we will have Dr. Shumaila, and she will be presenting topic about how to improve or start your personal statement. And then we will follow that with some public speaking skills presented by Dr. Rawya. And at the end, we will have both Dr. Ali and Dr. Khalid will share their experience. They are both previous fellows of this program. Khalid is first batch, and then Dr. Ali was the second batch. So both of them finished their residency, and Dr. Ali is seeking a fellowship in cardiology. So hopefully we'll share some experience that may help some of you guys. Thank you. So without ado, I'm gonna ask Dr. Sameera, when you are ready, you can start, and I'm gonna give you the host. You have presentations or PowerPoint, Dr. Sameera?
Yes, I did make a presentation, a small one.
Sharing them.
Okay.
So you will have the ability to share your screen.
Yes. Is my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. So my name is Dr. Sameera Jamal Mubarak Mohamed. I am a Sudanese doctor. I graduated from University of Bahri College of Medicine in 2018. I'm trying to master this year in psychiatry residency, inshallah. So today I'm going to talk about the experience with learning online regarding psychiatry and psychology courses and how that enhance your knowledge and skills from afar or like online learning. So in introduction, let's talk about online learning and what is it? What is the advantages when you use online learning? What are the available online learning platforms? And what is the importance of psychology and psychiatry courses? So online learning, also as e-learning, refer to the process of acquiring knowledge or skills through the use of electronic technologies and resources. It typically takes place over the internet, allowing learners to access educational material remotely and participate in virtual classes and interactive activity. So in a nutshell, like you are learning from your home, from your PC, and you are gaining a lot of knowledge just by clicking and using your internet. What is the advantages or what the pros of that? It is flexible. You can learn in your own time. It accommodates your different lifestyles. So if you are working or you are a mother or you are whatever is making you busy, you can learn in your own pace. And it is accessible. You can reach different courses that is available globally, but because you are living somewhere, you cannot get that specific course, but now it is online, so it is easy for you to participate. Also, there is a variety of formats of online learning. I have seen like there is a video lectures, interactive exercise, and virtual lab discussion forum that you can discuss with the peers that in the same courses with you, and different. That is, I think, accommodate everyone different learning style. Also, there is cost effectiveness because when you learn from abroad or online, I mean, you don't use the expenses used for transportation, accommodation, everything. You just use the fees for the course itself. And it is helpful that you know there's a lot of courses that you can gain the knowledge and the skills without paying. You just go audit the course for free. And if you want later to have the certification, you can pay for it. And there is a special platform that even let you have the certificate if you apply for a financial aid. So that is very nice. There is also self-paced learning. You can learn online course when you start a course and then you get busy or whatever, and then you can reschedule the deadlines and take the course material in your own pace. And even if you finish the course, you can always get back to the material and review them and know what specific point you are missing and you want to revise. And what is important about online learning, that you build a community. There is a global community. Learners often have the opportunity to interact with peers and instructors from around the world. You learn from like Indian, Americans, from everyone. And there's also subtitles for everyone who does not speak English. You can also subtitle Arabic. So there's accommodation for everyone. Okay, the platform available. There's Coursera. I think everyone here knows it. It is offer courses, specialization, and online degree. You can also have a whole degree online from university that prestige and organization worldwide. And there's edX, it is similar to Coursera, and UGC, Khan Academy. There is a lot more linked learning and Skillshare, Code Academy, Future Learn, and Masterclass, and Personal Science. Every one of these have a specific use and a specific like field of interest that you can use. Engineering, doctors, everyone, designers, you can find the specific skills or the course you want to know and the specific area that you want to enhance in your CV resume or your actual learning experience and use it. So what is the importance of psychiatry courses? Why psychiatry courses are crucial? If we all look around, you can see that there is a global and there is a huge problem with the mental health globally that need to be addressed. So I think that it should not be taken lightly. And for professional development of healthcare providers, everyone, I think from student, studying medicine to general physician should have at least a basic background of psychiatry and psychology. Psychology would help you with interacting with the patients, and psychiatry, basic knowledge would help you even taking good care of your patient, trying to monitor their care. Help you, I think, also in diagnosis. A lot of medical diseases collaborate with psychiatry condition. So that would be enhancing your healthcare or the way you provide care for the patient. And also, there is a lot of psychiatry and psychology courses available online that help spread the awareness of a specific condition like suicide and make the public aware of that or treat specific stigma. Also, they give you self-help like psychology, child psychology courses, positive psychology. A lot of courses that say that if you're not professionally gonna help you, it's gonna help you in your own life and on your own personal development. So I think that is great. It helps like bring the community together, and every individual when he is in fully psychological or like his optimal needs, it's gonna be build a better community. Okay, the psychiatry courses and Coursera, I'm gonna talk about the one I have taken. I have taken 4, I completed them, and I'm currently enrolling in others. But let's see, I have the one I chose was to gain like a proof of the skills that I highlighted in my resume or in my CV. The Foundation of International Psychiatry from University of Melbourne. It is a course that covered the basic and I think it is kind of intermediate and advanced, from intermediate to advanced, talking about history taking, how to perform mental status examination in psychiatry patient, The course itself was very informative because it gives you live interactions. They give you a role play when there's a doctor interacting with a psychiatry case. The major one, they cover the psychosis, depression, and drug abuse. So I think for everyone who is interested in psychiatry or want to at least have a decent basic knowledge before working in the psychiatry field, that would be very helpful for them. And also take the psychological first aid from Johns Hopkins University. It offers what is psychological first aid. It's the response you do for the patient who are experience catastrophic emotional, physical distress, and what you can do to help elevate that. The course is very helpful and it is not directed only to doctors. It can be for a layman person easily because you want a lot of people able to provide this psychological first aid or this aid for the patient in distress. The course was also informative in many of role play, an interactive session. I also there's suicide prevention. It is a beginner level course from Wellesley University. It talk about suicide great terminology, what the terminology that we want to use and what not to use, and how that the public awareness about suicide and how can we intervene and lessen the suicide effect on our community. I think this course, I took it personally to gain more knowledge about this topic because I'm interested in it. I want to know or find a good research question. So for me to know that, I need to learn more about the topic. They give you a lot of resources about the researches in suicide. I think that was very informative. So this is one way that you can use resources of courses. You just not use knowledge and skills. You can also gain information deeply so that can you build from it and even come up with a research question. Introduction to psychology. It was like introductory courses took that in early university. I was curious about psychology. It gave you a lot of information and introduction about what is psychology, who's the founders, and a different type of psychology, the positive psychology, the child psychology. It was very informative course. So my learning experience in Coursera, I think the courses structures, as I mentioned, they come in modules. The course itself can be beginner level, it can be advanced, it can be intermediate, and you can choose what you want to learn. So you Google what you want to specifically learn or specific skills you want to acquire as a doctor. So like effective listening, or you want to have more like good communication skills, and you write the specific skills, and you see the courses that cover that or make you more competent in that skills. So you can pinpoint that experience or the course specifically in your resume that you gain this skill from. And also there is interactive elements in the courses that I really loved. The peer review was one of them. If you want to pass and to gain the certificate, you must do a peer review of more of 5, and they review yours, and you have the discussion forum. And also I have to mention that even in the video, they are interactive. They pause the video, they ask you question. So the learning is really like you are in a class. A certification option and the benefits, as I mentioned earlier, you can take the courses completely free and you do not have a certification from it. But you can apply for financial aid, which let you have the certificate for free. And there's also, I think, I'm currently enrolling with the Syrian group, which because Global Help, which can help you have a lot of access to different courses in Coursera platform specifically. So yes, and that's all. Thank you. If you want to have any questions, shoot them my way.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sameera, and Dr. Rawaa with us. She will be leading the Zoom meeting. But thank you so much for sharing your experience, Dr. Sameera. And I think it's important for you guys to use your time and there are a lot of courses available. Many of them are free, and
Yes, thank you, Dr. Nader.
thank you once again. I'm going to share with you this website. It's free courses, some of them provided by Harvard. So if you go to this website, I'm going to share it in the chat with you guys in a minute. But basically, you will have the opportunity to select the type of courses that you are interested in. For example, health, the prices, if you want to free, available now, in a week, in a month. And sometimes you can identify which school of Harvard, let's say. So here we have some courses that maybe you will be interested in. You click the course, see what's the requirement and how long it will take you. And as Dr. Sameera mentioned, this will increase your knowledge and familiarize yourself with the system here in the US if you are from other countries. Thank you so much, Dr. Rawaa. Anyone wants to share their experience if you had some courses, online courses?
A long time back, I did a lot of courses on Coursera, like in 2015 and 16, and they also give the CMA. So I earned from there, and it was very informative. They just not teach; they give the proper presentation, proper course. After that, they conduct the exam, and after that, they issue the certificate. And also, the University of Pittsburgh, they also provide the free courses.
Sounds good. Thank you for sharing.
So next presentation is ours actually. So we three will be doing that, Dr. Rawaa, Dr. Olivia, and me, Shumaila. So we are ready actually. So
Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Dr. Olivia will be taking the, will be sharing the screen.
Dr. Olivia, now you will
I'm not able to share the screen. I'm trying, but I don't know why it's showing. Yeah, now I can share. Just give me 1 second.
Yes.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
So it's Dr. Rawaa will be starting.
Please go ahead. Hello?
And Dr. Rawaa.
Dr. Rawaa? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I just have a technical issue. Okay, Dr. Rawaa, I'm going to present how to start writing your personal statement. Next slide, please. So, what's the personal statement? Olivia, next slide, please.
I have shared. What is the personal statement? It's there. Can you see the screen?
No, but it's okay.
Dr.
I will
Olivia,
open
can
it
you
on my phone.
share and then share? Dr. Olivia?
Yeah. What are you saying? Yeah, I share. It's showing
No,
in my screen.
it showed the point, not the presentation mode. It shows the actual slides. So one thing you can do, you can unshare and then share the screen again.
Okay. Let me unshare and then again share. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Now can you see?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's start. So what's the personal statement? It's a self-written statement that introduces your skills, qualities, interests, and motivations. And it also shows your capabilities that fit to the program you are applying to. So you are going to explain your interest and suitability for the opportunity and the program. It's also an important part of the evaluation process. So you should have a look at the details of it. Next.
Can you see?
Okay. Yeah. Regarding the content, what to include in your personal statement. First, you should know that it's just should be focusing about who you are, and you should show your interest in the opportunity and why you choose this specific program, your skills and experiences that fit with the program. Also, you should show your strengths, interests, and motivations, your aspirations, and what you can bring to the opportunity. In other words, what's the addition you will have and you will put on the program. Also, you could add your personal background, including any personal or learning difficulties, additional responsibilities, or unexpected barriers, like the situation of the war in Sudan, may be beneficial to put also. Okay, regarding the structure of the personal statement, it should be kept to the purpose, meaning it should be relevant to the organization or the program you are applying to. It just should include the personal story of yourself, beginning with an introduction to you. In the middle, it should include the key messages that you want to put, but with evidence. And I will explain what I mean by with evidence in the following slides. At the end, you should link all what you have wrote in the personal statement to the program you are applying to. Regarding the style, it should be written in full sentences and a formal style using your own words, and it usually should take 400 to 1,000 words as maximum, but most probably it should be 600 to 700 words. That will be okay. Okay, Olivia, next slide. How to start write your personal statement. We have 6 steps to a good personal statement. You should begin with exploring and brainstorm to have the general ideas that you want to include. Then organize your ideas into the beginning, middle, and end. After that, you should start writing your first draft and then check and revise the statement. After you revise it on your own, you should seek for feedback from your colleagues and seniors. After that, you finalize and submit the statement. So what we mean by evidence, as I told you earlier, you should write with evidence. You should just avoid saying that you have got a skill, experience, or interest without saying an example as an evidence. And we have a method that is called STAR method that could help. It's just an abbreviation. S for situation, T for task, A for action, and R for results. So what I mean by the STAR, every experience or skill that you want to express in your personal statement should have these 4 points in the writing process. I mean, if you work on a team project to develop and sell a new product, this is the situation you were working on. Then you should write about the task or the role. For example, your role was to work on marketing messages, and then what have been done by you, the action. And for example, if you have carried out market research, after that, you should talk about the results and what's the impact you have put on the team and your personal experience. The team was delighted with my research as it helped focus development on one option. This is the result of what you have done. So any experience should be written by this method in order to give an evidence and example of the skill you had. So in summary, the personal statement is your story that you should write in a way that is relevant to the program that you are applying to. You should write in a way that is clear and that shows your motivations, and using the examples and the STAR method. You should also keep checking on the guidelines and get help from others, especially with proofreading from your seniors and colleagues. My colleague Olivia will continue with the presentation, and thank you.
So have you finished all this thing, this task and action, the result? Because I didn't share this. So I don't know how to make it small. Okay, let's wait. So this is there's some problem in the sharing the screen. This is the first, I don't know how to, let me change this slide. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello? So
Yes,
this
we
is the
see your
personal
screen.
statement. So the first week, okay. So this is the personal statement. So as Dr. Rawaa explained, the 6 week, the 6 steps. So I'm going to tell a little bit in more detail, like brainstorm. What we do in the first week, we write down our ideas and narrow them down and try to get a rough outline of our essay and determine what exactly we want to convey in each paragraph. In the second week, we start writing. The hardest part is actually the getting started because we don't know how to begin. So we put everything together, our idea, and develop a rough draft in our personal statement. In the third week, we get a feedback, like we share our essay with people who is little bit familiar with the common apps and they know how to do it, so they can give little bit idea. And then in the fourth week, we revise whatever we have written it and then rewrite it. Where the relevant, incorporate the feedback you have been given into means we have given our essay. It might need to be rewrite sentences or paragraph to make sure that we are explaining ourselves. Fifth week, we polish our essay. What should I get more feedback? Means, is it absolutely what we are going to do is correct? We keep sharing our essay to make sure that the flaws between the paragraph is good and the word choice, the words we have picked up is the optimal. And at last 6 weeks, we perfected. So we use the feedback or receive the gift to our personal statement, the final touches to make sure that there are no grammatical errors in our essay. All right. So we will go to the next slide. So this is the introduction part. introduction part where my journey, anyone journey into the medicine and the technology. So like my journey into the medicine was unconventional at the best. And it started with my mind, with an open mind and no expectation. When I entered the college with the aspiration of pursuing a career in education, I was able to be part of the team of the doctors and the volunteers working together to provide the underprivileged families access to basic health care, something we often take for granted. The impact that I had on my life was nothing short of exhilarating and inspirational. It was the feeling that actually lit my desire for the medicine. So this is little bit, I have made it, what should we generally include in the personal statement? So we can explain why we choose this course, tell why you are we can fit in this course, and then we demonstrate the skill and the extracurricular, and we can tell what influence us. And eventually we show that you are a critical, we can do it. So in the next slide, just want to say about the little bit brief, I'm going to tell about the content. So brief background about our early interest in medicine and the technology. For example, if I begin my college career unsure of the path ahead of me, I knew I had a passion of the medicine. However, I didn't know which direction I would take. So with the expensive amount of the option offered within the field of science and the medicine, it was difficult to narrow down exactly what direction I wanted to take. So then I gain some kind of you can say, and get the clarity from in my summer vacation when I stayed in my friend's house, where my friend's father is a doctor and practicing as a medical physician. And that the moment that became a somewhat of the mentor to me. The passion way in which he was discussing about the practice of the medicine led to me to develop an interest in pursuing a career as a physician. And then he explained that a career in the medical field was about the responsibility to work with all members of the healthcare team for the well-being of the patient as well as their families. And this is what apart from what I want to mention how the artificial intelligence, how it works in the healthcare system, such as it helps for the diagnostic procedure and the population health management, therapeutic, and the administration of and the regulation. So for example, the diagnostic, how the artificial intelligence helps in the critical and the multimonic data, such as in non-invasive prenatal test and early cancer detection, infection, disease detection, and in the electronic medical record data and expert knowledge. So artificial intelligence-based diagnosis and the evaluation of the common disease, it helps for the image data and the deep learning, the expert level of diagnosis of the medical image and screening of disease. Additionally, it helps on the population health management. For example, the patient-centered information system for the healthy lifestyle promotion and early disease detection, public education. In therapeutic, artificial intelligence helps in the electronic health record and data and the clinical guidelines. Artificial intelligence-based treatment of the common disease, the human artificial intelligence interaction in robotic surgery, which is very popular nowadays. Pharmacogenomic for guiding drug therapy, data-driven precision medicine to deliver therapies guided by clinical and digital phenotype. And at last, administration and the regulation. So when in the hospital management where there is a big data, the insurance, epidemiology, drug interaction, complication, quality-based outcome assessment, disease monitoring is very helpful when we have artificial intelligence in the healthcare system. So let's come to the personal statement. So what we generally do, we have to mention in person the educational background, like from where we have graduated or we did a master degree from the university, mention the medical school name, key coursework or project that sparked our interest in the artificial intelligence and the healthcare. And clinical experience, we have to mention, such as the clinical rotation and the patient care we did it, and description of our clinical rotation, a specific case where the artificial intelligence played a critical role in the patient diagnosis of the treatment, and the impact of this experience in our career goal. Research and projects. So in the artificial intelligence and the healthcare research, how it works, it will give the overview of our involvement in artificial intelligence related research project, specific project that developing a machine learning models for predicting the hospital readmission, and key finding and the personal contribution, how it helps. Ethical, how the artificial intelligence work in the ethical and the practical consideration, like the ethical consideration in artificial intelligence. So we discussed on the ethical implication on the basis of artificial intelligence in the healthcare system. So to approach to ensuring the equity and the inclusivity in artificial intelligence application. For example, how we address these considerations in our project. And in how the artificial intelligence helps in the community engagement. So in community engagement with the medical and the technical communities, so people participate in conferences, symposium, and workshops. The presentation or the publication with the help of artificial intelligence in the healthcare system. So all will collaborate the effort with the interdisciplinary teams. And the residency program that helps with the help of artificial intelligence, such as we know we have to choose for residency program name and the specific feature of the residency program that will align our interests. For example, innovation, which is a research opportunity we are looking for, interdisciplinary collaboration we are looking for. So mention of a faculty member or the department that inspire you, we can use the artificial intelligence. And the program strength will support our career goal. So next slide will be continuing by Dr. Shumaila. Dr. Shumaila, can you continue the
Sure.
next slide? Okay.
So now, in this personal statement, while using the artificial intelligence, what will be the future aspirations? So title will be my vision for the future. Content will be my long-term goal as a physician using artificial intelligence. Then potential impact on the patient care and the healthcare system. And then my commitment to the ongoing learning and innovation. Next. What will be the conclusion then at the end we have to write the title that will show the final thoughts. Content will completely show the summary of my journey, experiences, and aspirations. I will express the enthusiasm for the opportunity to join the residency program, and I will ask the audience to thanks and for considering my application. Next.
The next question and answer is there. Can you see my screen?
Yes. So at the end, I will ask any question and answer. So the floor will be open for any question from the audience. Next. Then at the end, I will also mention my contact information. So stay in touch. My email address or my LinkedIn profile or the professional website if I'm using any. As till now we are talking a lot about the artificial intelligence. So basically, what is the artificial intelligence? So basically, it is the branch of the computer science which is focusing on creating the systems which is capable of performing our tasks that require the human intelligence. These tasks actually can range from understanding natural language and recognizing patterns to make decisions and solving the complex problems. Artificial intelligence basically encompasses a variety of techniques and methodologies which will enable machines to learn from the experiences, adapt some new inputs, and perform the human like activities. Machine learning. Now, what is the machine learning basically? It is a subset of the artificial intelligence where the algorithms learn from and make the predictions or decision based on the data. Instead of being explicitly performed to perform a task, machine learning model improve their performance by recognizing the pattern in the large data set. Now, what is the types of the machine learning? So basically, these are the 5 types. First of all, supervised learning. In this one, the model is trained on the labeled data, input output pairs. The next one is the unsupervised learning. The model find hidden pattern in the unlabeled data. The third one is the reinforcement learning. The model data through the trial and error receive the reward for the correct action actually. Now the deep learning, this is the specialized subset of the machine learning, which will involve the neural network with many layers, which are deep. And at the end, there is a natural language processing. That is the artificial intelligence technique that enable machines to understand, interpret, and generate the human languages. What is the importance of artificial intelligence? The field of the artificial intelligence that trains the machines to interpret and make the decision based on the visual data, such as images or videos. Uses What are the uses now? Uses include the facial recognition, autonomous driving, and the medical image analysis. Artificial intelligence system mimics the decision making abilities of the human expert. They use the rules and logics to solve the specific problem within a particular domain. Personal statement for residency program in the age of the artificial intelligence. Now, what are the advances in the artificial intelligence that significantly impact our residency application process? So, it will focus on the residency person statement, but this new artificial intelligence software will impact all the holistic aspect of the medical school and residency application, including the short form responses and experience descriptions. Second point, personal statement is an integral component of the residency application with the proponent and best at best personal statement contribute holistically to the application, showcasing an applicant's unique journey and trait that cannot be expressed through the objective measures. So now what are the software? What is the artificial intelligence main thing? That is the chat GPT. One of the most important artificial intelligence software is chat GPT. It is free, widely available program. Bring about the end of the essay as an assignment for the education. The use of this software seemed inevitable when the applicants already spent thousands to hundreds to thousands of the dollars on outside application help. With little time to prepare, stakeholder must weigh the risk and the benefits of the ChatGPT in the application process. Possible benefit include the decreased time burden on busy applicants, English writing support for the less proficient narrators, and a leveling of the playing field for those who cannot afford the hired contractor assistance. Thank you, everyone.
Any questions? Any comment?
Thank you so much for excellent presentation. Thank you, all of you. Any other
Thank you,
comments
Dr.
from the audience? If no comments, then we can move on.
We have the next presentation, how to present a topic, public speaking, presented by Dr. Rawya Elbakri.
If you could make me a host, please.
Yeah.
Can try it now, please.
Is it showing?
Yes.
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. My name is Dr. Rawya Elbakri, and I will be applying for this match cycle. So, today I will be talking about public speaking. So, when you hear public speaking, the first image that pops into your head would be someone holding a microphone and speaking to an audience, or perhaps people debating, for example, like the presidential debate that happened a few days ago between President Biden and Trump. And this is actually what public speaking is. It's the act or skill of delivering speeches on a subject before a live audience, and it has played an important cultural role in human history. I think we're all familiar with the infamous speech of I Have a Dream, which was delivered by the American civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr., 1963. So this speech was a call for equity and freedom in a dark time in the United States and became one of the most defining moments of civil rights movement and one of the most iconic speeches in American history, which shows us how a word can have an impact in entire human history. Well, Gerald R. Ford from Institute of Public Speaking said, and I quote, "If I went back to college again, I'd concentrate on two areas, learning to write and to speak before an audience. Nothing in life is more important than the ability to communicate effectively, which shows us the importance of speaking fluently and to be able to express your thoughts in front of people as a different form of communication." Now, have you ever felt anxious while delivering a public speech? Like experiencing some sort of sweating, shaking? It can actually be to the level of feeling like your knees can no longer hold you. Well, the good news are you're not alone. I think we've all been through such a situation. And studies have shown that 15 million people deal with glossophobia. What glossophobia is, it's experiencing dry mouth, weak voice, uncontrollable body shaking when speaking in front of group. And around 75% of the population has a fear of public speaking, which means more than 200 million people feel nervous about talking to others, which shows us how it's quite a normal thing to happen to people, and it doesn't make you a less of a speaker. So how did the study of public speaking start? Well, even though it started about 2,500 years ago in ancient Athens, but there was no rules or guidelines to guide this study. But citizens at that time just used to gather in the market to debate issues of wars, economics, and politics. But Aristotle and Quintilian, the two of the most famous ancient scholars, started giving the public speaking definitive rules and models. Now, at the modern age, speaking has become very crucial to the point that universities and schools started to give courses and lectures on communication skills. And nowadays, it becomes so popular. We need it in many settings like conferences, business meetings, accepting awards, teaching a class. So now it's really hard to avoid public speaking. It can actually make the difference between landing your dream job, winning a multi-million dollar contract, or simply delivering a moving speech at a wedding. So my colleague, Dr. Shahd, will be continuing from here.
Hello, my name is Dr. Shahd. I graduated from National University in 2022, and I'm planning to apply for the next year, for the next cycle, inshallah. And I'm going to be speaking about the importance of public speaking. Okay, so we have general aspects.
Is screen is moving or is it frozen?
It's frozen.
Oh, still frozen? Wait.
So that's good.
Frozen? Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to be speaking about general points. So starting with leadership. So speaking in front of audience will eventually enhance your confidence level and develop your skills. So in form of listening and negotiating with audience, which can build a sort of network with them. And we have persuasion and motivational speech. Nowadays, people enjoy watching podcasts and TED Talks, which reflects the importance of work and how delivering it in an attention-gaining manner can actually make the audience remembering them for a long period of time. And we have business settings, for example, where the owners can actually put some sort of creativity in commercials and advertisements. And we have educational settings, for example, in schools, college, or even in social media. And then we have ceremonial occasions, which can help people to build emotional connections, especially in graduations, weddings, and eulogies. So moving to the medical related aspects, we have medical educations. So it helps transmitting knowledge and research findings in conferences, for example. We have patient advocacy, which focus on the skills for health workers to know how to deal with different groups in order to promote health. And we have ethical dilemma, which is like a platform to address the conflicts and to promote transparency in communication so that we can understand different parties and raise awareness to reach to a solution for the dilemma itself. And we have healthcare management and administration, which is like hospital settings, for example. Next. So how do we prepare for a public speech? We have different ways and it depends on the person, but I'm going to be covering the general aspects. So first of all, you have to understand your population. Like you have to understand how they're thinking so that you can actually speak with their language, because you're dealing with different age groups coming from different moral and cultural backgrounds. So accordingly, you can deliver the content in a relevant way according to their needs and interests. And then based on this, you're going to be developing your key points and your content. And of course, you have to practice. You have to know your content in and out. You have to practice it multiple times to ensure the fluency and the confidence. And that, which is something that we were doing earlier, which I was doing earlier with Dr. Rawya. And you have to use some sort of visual aids like memes, GIFs, or pictures to grab the attention. And you have to master your delivery, manage your anxiety, and dress appropriately. Next. So do's and don'ts, I'm not going to be stressing on a certain point. You just have to be yourself, use your own language, be confident, and speak loudly. Smile and have fun. For don'ts, I would say don't memorize the presentation itself because it's going to be sounding very robotic. You have to be focusing on the message itself. And don't underestimate your audience. Don't hurt people's feelings. Don't rush yourself. Avoid overloading people with information because they're going to be very overwhelmed and they're going to be eventually losing interest. Don't use jargons. Just keep it simple. You don't have to use complex terms. And lastly, don't read from the slides. You just have to be relaxed and keep it simple. And here are some tricks to alleviate anxiety. So relaxation techniques. So it actually depends on the personality for the person who's presenting. Some people would prefer to take a deep breath. Some people would prefer to speak to their friends. Some people would prefer to spend some time alone. And we have positive visualization. It's more like imagining yourself in the setting itself to have a very successful kind of speech. And positive self-talk, you have to fill your mind with positive ideas about yourself. And at least, if not, don't give yourself a negative energy. Familiarization can include getting to the setting in front, and having some sort of chit chats or small talks with people just before starting your speech so that you can be familiar. And lastly, you should just focus on the message.
Now, guys, we have a little exercise for you. We would need about 4 participants to have a debate. We have prepared 2 topics. One of the most controversial topics in medicine, which is, it's funny enough that it was mentioned earlier by my colleague when talking about the personal statement. It's AI in medicine. And the other topic is ADHD as a diagnosis. So now we would need 4 volunteers. Each volunteer would be given 30 seconds to prepare their arguments, either with or against, and then they would have around 1 minute to explain their arguments. So if you're willing to participate, please raise your hand. So is anyone interested in participating? So I think we have Dr. Ali. So anyone else? I think I'm not quite capable of reading the chat, so Dr. Shahd, can you see who's trying to participate?
I think it's just Dr. Ali.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Dr. Ali is talking.
Hello, doctor. Feel free to express your opinion.
Hi. So I'm sorry I came late. I didn't hear the talk from the beginning, but um, I was invited by Dr. Nader to come and talk a little bit of about my experience in the research fellowship and how it affected me after joining residence. I'm currently a third year resident.
Welcome, Dr.
In
Ali. Sorry to interrupt you.
thanks so much, Dr. Nader.
Thank you for joining us. And I'll give you the mic in a second. I think they are finishing the topic. So they were trying to do a debate about artificial intelligence. So perhaps Dr. Wafa.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm here. That's fine. Yeah.
Unless you want to debate with Dr. Wafa, maybe. Dr. Wafa, go ahead.
So, Dr. Wafa, do you want to be with or against?
Against AI.
Okay, so just one more participant to be with.
I can't participate.
Okay, all right. So it will be between Dr. Sameera and Dr. Wafa. You will be given 30 seconds to prepare yourself, and then 1 minute for the argument. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
Okay, start. Your 30 seconds starts now. Okay, time's up. So are you guys ready?
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Sameera, you're with AI in medicine. Start.
So I think AI is a useful tool that we can help lead the medicine and make innovation and progress. And specifically, I think you are talking about in the personal statement. It can help us make it better from like grammatical error and how to lay out. And I think people like look badly on AI because they think that you just write whatever and they come with it. If you want to use AI more efficiently, you actually write what you want in depth and you come and type it to ChatGPT, and then you make adjustment because ChatGPT can sound generic even if it's AI, and then you add. So you actually like working with the AI, like brainstorming with the AI. So I don't think that is wrong. It makes life easier. I don't know why it is not should be used like in writing, creative writing sometimes, or writing about your personal statement, or even in just like generally. It is helpful.
Thank you, Dr. Sameera. Your time's up. And now, Dr. Wafa, you can tell us why you're against AI in medicine. Go.
I'm against because of for the sake of debate. I have two main arguments. The first one regarding the sensitivity of medical data and issues related to confidentiality. Some of the software cannot, we cannot guarantee the confidentiality of information. The second thing, equality issues, because internet is not available worldwide. Some impoverished area will not be able to adopt AI, while others will be able. So there is lack of equality, I believe. And sometimes doctors are not trained to use AI, and it may create a source of errors, medical errors. And all of the technology is currently new. So this might be an issue.
Thank you, Dr. Wafa. Your time's up. And I think that's it for today. Thank you for participating, and thank you for listening to our presentation.
Thank you, all of you. And this is great. Thank you. And thanks for the volunteering and the discussion or the debate. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Ali. He is a resident. He was a fellow in this program. So Dr. Ali, when you have a minute, maybe you can share your experience. Thank you so much.
Just a minute. How am I supposed to give the host back? I'm sorry, I just didn't know.
I got it back. So,
Okay.
So Dr. Ali, when you are...
Hi, Hi, Dr. Nader. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Alkhedr, and third-year resident in Marshfield Clinic in Marshfield in Wisconsin. I had the lucky chance of being a fellow in this program a couple of years ago, and I'm very glad to share my experience with you guys. So it's not only about the research stuff. Of course, it's the main target of the program is to build up some research experience. But I feel like the best thing I have gained from the program, on the top of having some research experience as well, is the ability of engaging with US-based physicians prior to start of residency. So when you start residency, it's going to be tough, regardless to, no matter how you're getting prepared to it. If you have never been engaged into working with a group of US-based physicians, the start of residency is always tough. And for me, I never had any chance of getting hands-on or observership clinical experience prior to residency. So I solely relied on that fellowship program into getting to know people. How do they talk? How do they present the stuff? How do they collaborate together into putting up the effort in research projects? And it really helped me a lot, because by the time when I started residency, unless I had this kind of experience, I would never be able to navigate my way through the US health system and among the US-based physicians. And it also made it easy for me later to create groups, to be involved in research projects, even during residency, because I knew how those things start and work up. I was able later to create a small group of researchers in the residency program here. We also collaborated with some residents from other programs all over the state. And I was able to end up publishing a couple of papers in Journal of American College of Cardiology. I'm 100% sure that unless I was able to go through the research fellowship prior to start of residency, it might not be that easy for me to create this group of connections after that. And then it also played an important role in the skill of writing papers. I remember when I was in the group, we used to be divided into, I'm not sure if this is still going on or not, but we used to have groups like orange and red and stuff like that, like color based. And we used to distribute the work between us. My work basically was to write up the abstracts. And that's what I'm doing now in the research group that I'm contributing to in residency. And I'm really becoming so good at it. So now whenever they come to the step of writing up the abstract, I'm always the one that will be, willing up to write the like the writing part of it. More importantly is creating a network of people. The people that I used to know during the fellowship program, I'm still in contact with most of them. Of course, Dr. Nader, the top of the network that I have created. And I'm very thankful to him that he is still supporting me I'm now applying to cardiovascular fellowship, and he's still in the process of supporting my application. And the rest of people who contributed to the research papers that we have worked on during the fellowship program are all in contact with me. We are still kind of discussing the research outcome that we have done. And that would help not only into building up and continuing your research experience development, but it might also help into getting you connected to residency programs. I think I had one interview invitation. I got it out of the research fellowship. So I would advise all of you guys to have a strong connection with each other, stay connected, talk to each other, share the information, try to help each other. I think I had one interview invitation, but I remember some other fellows even had more than this, just out of the people that they get to know during the fellowship time. And then I published a paper during the fellowship, and I remember I had like a lot of interviews. All of them, when I got to interview, the questions about that paper was a crucial part of the meeting. And I think you get to know what you are what you're gonna write very well. Be prepared to answer all the questions that you might end up being asked about it. Don't just like put something on your CV unless you are willing to talk about it in details, in and out. Because definitely, whatever you're gonna write, you're gonna be asked about. And then the research experience itself is something that's very, very rewarding on your CV. Regardless of the amount of publications that you have had, if you were able to write one publication or a couple of publications, that's very good. But the idea itself of having a year of research fellowship experience in US-based university setting, that's very important and very strong in your CV. And it will continue to be very strong for the rest of your life. It's not only about the residency application. Now I'm applying for the fellowship, and I'm still glad that I have had that research experience. And it's now one of the most meaningful experiences on my CV. I expect it to be like at the top of the interview question the upcoming few weeks when the season of the interviews starts. So overall, I would say this is like one of the most important part of my experience. And I would say for you also, guys, take it very seriously, invest a lot of time, and get the maximum use out of it. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be very impactful on your CV when it comes to interview and even in the future. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer. I didn't get enough time to prepare a lot of talk, but I will be able in the upcoming meetings to share my ideas and recommendations and advice, inshallah. If you have any question, I will be very happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ali, for sharing your experience, and we are glad to have you. Good to see you back.
Thank you, Dr. Nader. I appreciate you inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If you can hold on for a minute or two, Dr. Khalid also with us. So if you have any questions for Dr. Ali, wait until we finish with Dr. Khalid, and then you can share your questions to Dr. Ali and Khalid together. Dr. Khalid also was a fellow in this program. So welcome, Dr. Khalid. Go ahead. You are muted, Dr. Khalid.
Thank you, Dr. Nader. Good afternoon, everyone. I will talk briefly about my experience I graduated. I will just give like experience of if some people they have fear of being like old grads. I graduated 2008, and then I migrated to United States in 2012. And it takes me some time to be able to prepare and finish my USMLE exams. When I did that, like I hear from different people, like years of graduations and all of these things. But I have just one goal in my mind at that time. I will finish what ahead of me, which was my exams, and then I will work on whatever I need. So I finished my exams, and then I had some clinical experience. And those living in US, I highly recommend to check your area. In most of the states, there's something called free clinic or National Free Clinic Association. So in most of the neighborhood, and especially like underserved population, there are some free clinics. So this is your opportunity to reach out to these people and to be able to volunteer. And you get also good or supplementary additional clinical exposure, also some letters of recommendations, in addition to helping those people as well. You might think you will not add anything, but you will make a huge difference in their life and their health care. So my experience, what I will like my main message or core message from this meeting, I will say never give up, no matter what you think your red flags concerning applying for residency. If it is a low score, if it is year of graduation, whatever you think it is, I will say just be optimistic, see what you need to do. And also you need to have like your CV to show there's some sort of continuous education, like medical education. Like every year or every few months, you have to make sure that you are adding something to your CV. This is very important. Volunteer at 2 different places, do clinical research, whatever you think could help you, just go ahead and do it. So I match in from graduate 2009, I match in 2021. So just look at the gap, and but I never gave up. I did clinical rotations in US. I volunteer at free clinics. Meanwhile, I was working as medical interpreter and translator. I put like all of these things in my ERA CV, and they asked me a lot of questions concerning this experience, and also considering my past is slightly, I think, unique. And at that time, I was the first class of this amazing program, the Telegeriatric Research Fellowship. So many of my interviewers at different programs, they were asking me, what is this and what do you do? So make sure that you understand this and the core philosophy of this program. It was very, some people were very interesting in this program, and they asked me even if they could replicate the same story to maybe able to help some residents. So basically, I think this is my story. I joined residency in Atlanta Medical Center, and then I graduated like 2 weeks ago. I finished my program. Yesterday was my last day at my program. So I wish to all of you good luck and to match. Never give up, no matter what you think the challenging or the whatever facing you. Just put one thing in your mind that you need to match, work toward it, put your effort. There are many distractors, and there are many things that it is very easy to be disappointed. So just make sure that always your eyes on your main goal, focus on that, and whatever you think your morale is low, look at your journey and what you invested back in medical school is more than what left finish, like what left from your job to finish. So this is my core message. And if you have any question, I'm very happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khalid, for sharing your experience and your tips as also advice. Shall I or can I share the pictures or the photos that you send me?
Sure.
So
Thank you,
congratulations. Dr.
Thank you.
Khalid finished his, this is his fellow residence. So this is the graduation that was happening. And it's a nice program there, nice weather, beautiful area. So perhaps some of you might apply to that program. So thank you so much for sharing all this, Dr. Khalid. So any questions for Dr. Khalid or Dr. Ali? Please raise your hand and you can go ahead and ask them anything that you might have.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Khalid, and congratulations.
Alaikum assalam. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Really, this is a big achievement. My question is that, like, but you said like we have to be on continuous education. Is it have to be like volunteering? Any volunteer in healthcare is like it's considered as clinical experience. For example, I'm doing like now I get a chance to do some research in the, also here, in addition to the geriatric research. Also, I'm doing I'm working as patient care tech. Is this considered as clinical experience, or I have to be working as a doctor? Because also I'm volunteering also as a free mobile clinic and doing like interpretation at free mobile on the free clinic. So is this considered that what you said or not?
Yeah, sorry, what I meant by continuous, because I think it has also different like continuous medical education. What I meant, I think just to clarify, in your CV, there's something new, maybe every 6 months or every 1 year, there's something new in your CV. And also, one thing that I forget to mention, release your personal statement, work on it, edit, re-edit as much as you could, till you reach like something that very convincing. And also in your eras, the details are very important. When they select you, they read the details. So make sure to have your experience, like with whom, what type of people you work with, what you were doing specifically. You have to be very precise. And like, I work with this, I work in this place, I work with these people, this is what I was doing, this is what I learned, and this is what I'm bringing to your program. In every clinical experience or every research experience, you have to, I think, to put it in these 4 steps. This is the place I work at, this is the people I work with, this is what I learned, this is what I will bring to your program. So I think those you should, like your ERA CV should answer those. I will go back to your question. Just add something every 6 months to 1 year. Add something, because finishing, one of my friends advised me at that time when I was applying. The first time I applied, I wasn't matched. I got some interviews, but I didn't get any opportunity to go in any residency at that time. And what he told me, I think very interesting. He told me, I look at your CV, yes, you have a lot of things, but what I see is only just your USMLE scores, and everyone applying to this program, they have USMLE, they pass USMLEs. So I think you have to add something, clinical experience, volunteer, research, and every year you have to, every year or 6 months, they I think should be something new. This will, I think it will give them a message that you are active learner.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Thank you for the question, and thank you, Khalid, for the answer. I'd suggest that if you are working in a place, ask if you can volunteer in the same place. So let's say you are working 5 days, ask if you can come on the weekend or the other days that you are not. So you're coming to the same place, but you are putting another hat. This hat will be your volunteering. Even if it's 1 hour, if you can rotate with one of the physicians there, one day in the afternoon and in the morning sometime, see how they interact with the patient, like history taking. You can help get the vitals for them. You can help discuss the case. What do you think is a differential? Something like that. And as Dr. Khalid mentioned, put that in your CV so that you are saying, I volunteered with this doctor, I learned this, and I'm going to bring that to the table, something like that. Khalid, go ahead.
Yeah, I have just one thing also. I will, those who have opportunity, please also, if possible, look for anything that could be related to patient safety and healthcare quality, and add that to your CV. I think is very important also recently. Patient safety and healthcare quality, anything I think fall in that area, if you add it to your CV, I think it will help you. Even maybe just like a Coursera course or whatever, you might think is something very like it doesn't have weight, but I think it might help a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Khalid.
Thank you.
So helpful. Yeah. So my question is like, any volunteer, anything new is okay, or it have to be like doctor rules? So anything in healthcare considered clinical experience?
I think you need to work with a physician so that you will be a physician. So other types, it will be volunteering. But if you want a clinical experience, I think you need to follow a physician. So you need to see how they interact, how they take history, how they do the exam, how to they come up with the assessment, what plans, what differential diagnosis, and how they treat and manage the patient. So this is what considered clinical experience, because what they will do when they accept you, they will send you to the floor and you are going to manage the patient. You're going to take the history, you're going to do the physical exam and so on. So if you know this, you will be able to lift a huge pressure from their shoulder. If you don't, or if they don't trust you, then they will not accept you. Is that true?
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nader. Appreciate it. And thank you, Dr. Khalid, for answering the question.
Go ahead, Dr. Wafa, and Dr. Saria after that.
First of all, congratulations, Dr. Khalid and Dr. Ali, and best of luck with your fellowship matching. I have one question. What factors contribute to an effective recommendation letter for matching?
You mean like what? Sorry, just to clarify, you mean what part of recommendation letters that as a factor contributing to your chances to match,
yes,
or to be to be granted an interview?
Yes.
Okay. I think the core message of the writer of the letter of recommendation, definitely I think that what they are looking for. And some people, yes, they write specifically about your academic and also non-academic part. If that combined, in addition to, I think there are different factors, the institutions. I don't have much knowledge about this, but I think if the letter is well written and spoke highly about you, I think it will have significant weight in their decision.
So there are some aspects. Thank you, Dr. Khalid. As Dr. Khalid mentioned, so the knowledge aspect, what they call the fund of knowledge or the basics, when you're rounding with a physician, if you show them that you know the basics of the, let's say they are discussing a case, if you go and explain the pathophysiology or the clinical presentations, the other symptoms, and what the differential diagnosis, what the plans, and so forth. So this showed them that you have a fundamental or the knowledge, the clinical aspect. The other aspect is a non-clinical, which is the personality. Are you punctual when you say you're gonna come at 9 o'clock, you show up 5 minutes before that? When they say go and do this, you do it right away. If you work in a team, they mention that you are a team player, you are responsible. These qualities that they want you to show during your, let's say, externship or rotation with the. So certain things that they write in your letter, you need to work with the letter writing to display this in the letter. Sometimes you can ask them from the start, what if you have any task, what should I do so that I can give a good impression when you're writing the letter. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Saria. I think you are mute.
Hello, Dr. Nader. Congratulations, Dr. Khalid and Dr. Ali. I will take you back to volunteer experience. I'm just asking what type of volunteering in a hospital or a free clinic is it's count in your ERAS application. So, like when I look up for volunteer experience in a nearby hospital, I found some opportunities that not relevant to medicine. Is it also count or not? Like greeting patients, bring medicine to the nurses, and other stuff like this.
From my experience, I work at MGH, something similar to what you mentioned. It doesn't have much of any kind of educational activities apart from just learning about people, their behavior, the patient, and how they deal with the disease and all this part. But other than that, very limited. I have no any clinical encounter with these patients. I did that briefly for like a month, and I used that just something to connect me to the hospital, and at the same time, I was able to build some relations. So I started to work as a medical interpreter and translator. This is my journey. Like I took it step by step. And after that, I went to I found like a free clinic in my area, and then I joined them initially just like on occasional weekends during their activities, and they told me when you finish your USMLE step 2, you can come and join us, and that's what I did. I finished my CS at that time, and also I finished my CK exam, and then I joined them. I work, I see the patients, I examine them, I have my plan, and discuss the management with them, and they listen to my history, the physical exam findings, and they see the patient with me, and it was very valuable experience for me. And one of my strongest letter of recommendation, it came from that professor.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Khalid.
No problem.
Go ahead, Dr. Rahma.
Assalamu alaikum. So first of all, congratulations. And my question is what's the best way to explain gap years? For me, I have more than 4 years gap. I've been preparing for steps during this period, but like what's the best way to explain it to in your CV, in your personal statements, and during interviews? Thank you in advance.
Sorry. You mean like to explain if you have any gap or?
Yes. Like I haven't done anything in the last 4 years except preparing for steps, learning English, like moving to a new country, and I'm like afraid what they will ask me about it.
Honestly, I think you need to come up with something that can explain this. You're preparing for this in a new country, COVID time, limited access to hospitals, whatever you can think of. Put it honestly and mention that this is what I mentioned. I mentioned life not always like straight path or steps. You take it one by one. Sometimes it have very convoluted route, so you have to go up and down in life. And but from this one, you have to mention that you gained experience. You gain experience. Sorry. You gain experience from this 3 or 4 years and explain it honestly, but you have to come with a solid explanation, I will think.
Thank you, Dr. Khalid. I'd ask also, so be honest, and if you came, for example, with your family to a new place, so mention that it's a new culture, you want to get oriented with the culture, you were preparing for the steps, you are taking care of the family, whatever you were doing, and mention that after I'm done with, let's say, step 1, I worked with this fellowship, for example, or I learned courses online, I try to improve myself and do the rest of the months before I apply to the residency. So you still have some time to improve and show that you are up to date with the medicine part, although there are gaps like a few years you did not touch a patient, you did not do this and that, because they understand most of us coming from other countries will have a period where we will not be able to either work or if we are able to work, we are not able to go into the healthcare system because of the requirement, the steps and the liability and whatever. So in the meantime, try to improve your application, as Dr. Khalid mentioned, focus on the research, focus on learning the online courses, focus on clinical experience, volunteering and so forth. So thank you. Dr. Ahmed, followed by Dr. Rayyan. Go ahead.
Thanks, Dr. Nader. Congratulations, Dr. Ali and Dr. Khalid. I'm currently a cardiology resident in Egypt. I'm BGY1 cardiology resident. After finishing just 1.5 years as a GP doctor in Egypt, you can attach to cardiology without need to finish internal medicine residency. So my question is, I will apply for community-based program. So is it okay to mention it in my ERAS or in my interview, or advisable not to mention that I'm a cardiologist?
I think my opinion. I think I will mention whatever, or from my experience. I think I will say highlight your strengths. Let them like highlight it and let them know about it. Something like that. Definitely, I will almost kind of mention it everywhere in my application. If possible, because I think it is a unique and very strong experience. So you should definitely mention this one because this is one of your highest maybe strengths when you compare it to your competitive peers. Everyone have the USMLE scores, but this one is different. Not everyone have this opportunity or this experience.
Even if the program doesn't have a fellowship program?
I think I will mention it, yes, because it will help me to match. I think it depends if the fellowship is that something you want to apply for, like a program that they have fellowship, that is good. But for me, my like I always I might be wrong, but always I will say match first, fellowship second. That's my goal. So I take it one step at a time. But in your case, I think if you apply, like as your cardiology fellow, and you apply into internal medicine, and you mentioned that specifically to programs that have cardiology fellowship, I think your chances are very high.
I would add, thank you so much, Khalid. I'd add that if you are applying to community programs, some of them will push you to do a fellowship, although they are community. So study the programs that you are applying to, and during the interview, you can mention that what led you to apply to their program specifically. So mention the strengths of their program. So although in your country you are a cardiologist, you came here, you realize that I want to do more to whatever community, and then mention the strength of the programs that attract you to apply to that program. If you want to mention fellowship, make sure they are one of the programs that support that in their residence. So you can look at how the distribution of that program, the previous resident, what did they do? Like, did they go to fellowship after that, or they became like in the community as a primary care, something like that. Thank you. Go ahead, Dr. Ryan.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Khalid, for sharing your experience. Well, I have two questions. The first one, does the clinical experience has to be in the US? Like, if I have an experience here in Saudi Arabia, is it valued? The second question, I did a master in the human clinical anatomy in the past 2 years. Does it still count like it's a gap, or it should be clinical work, not just an education? Also, if I got a letter of recommendation from one of my professors in the masters, is it valued or not? Thank you so much. The master I did it in Sudan, so it's not in US. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
From my experience, I think anything that more than the USMLE, anything that your peers or competitors, they don't have it, I think it will be a good opportunity for you, or something that I think is a plus. So I think that is good. And again, I think the clinical experience, anyway, it is definitely they will look at it like as a clinical experience. Of course, if it's in US, it is different, but they knew that people come from all around the globe with clinical experience, and that what they are looking for. But if you have something in US, like for short period, I think that also something plus you exposed to their healthcare system. But I know many people, they came from overseas with clinical experience. From there, they have no any clinical experience in US. They match into different programs, university programs, and also community programs. I hope this answers your question, and also I will see Ali or Dr. Nadir if they have other comments.
Dr. Ali?
Yes, Dr. Nadir. Yep.
So Dr. Ali, I think you spent some time in Saudi Arabia before you came to the US, right?
Yep, I did 2 years. I was working as an emergency department medical officer in Asir Hospital in Abha.
Did that help when you did your interviews here? Did you mention or did they ask?
Yeah, definitely. So, if you are writing the work experience just as a matter of work experience on your CV, that's definitely very important. But you should be able to showcase how it impacted your career, like what kinds of benefit you gained out of it, and you should be giving examples, like what is skills or what kind of. It doesn't necessarily need to be clinical skills or clinical knowledge. It could be just professionalism, for example, resilience, reliability, problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills. No matter what it is, but you should be able to showcase how did that experience impacted your career so far or your journey towards US residence. And of course, definitely, you should never ever leave any gap on your experience since graduation, no matter what you did. Like even if you did just a volunteer work in a very remote village in Sudan or wherever, you should be able to write it down and you should be able to demonstrate how did that experience impacted you, or how was that experience meaningful to your career. In my case, it was very important experience because it was the first ever job I had outside of Sudan. It was very tough job, very busy hospital. We used to see like over 60, sometimes 70 patients a day. And when I wrote it up in my CV, I was able to demonstrate that I was a resilient emergency department physician. I was able to handle a very high load of patients in a very short term of time. I get to adapt to the new health system in Saudi Arabia. And that also showed my ability to adapt to new health systems. I work with nurses and medical personnel from different backgrounds. That also showed that I'm a team worker. I'm able to get involved in new teams and new settings very easily. So it was very meaningful. And I remember I had an interview in Texas Tech Amarillo program. And that was the reason they invited me for the interview, that the Saudi Arabia experience. And the program director, when he was interviewing me, he told me that the most important thing in your CV that really attracted our attention is your 2 years of emergency department clinical experience in Saudi Arabia. So again, it's very valuable wherever you are working, whatever you are doing, even if you are in Sudan now, despite of this catastrophic situation, write it up, but just be smart enough to showcase how that experience really impacted you and what are the benefits that you have gained out of the experience. By that means, you will definitely get interviews if you are able to demonstrate that the experience had really helped you improving some kind of like clinical competence, whether it is knowledge, skills, professionalism, communication, or whatever thing. You should just be able to demonstrate it very clearly, and it will be helpful for sure. One last thing I wanted to add, for the letters of recommendation part, it's always better to get it from a US-based physician. I mean, the experience itself is meaningful and impactful and everything, but when it comes to the letter of recommendation, I have seen data that supports IMG's matching who had LORs from US-based letters, like physicians. Their applications are more considered, they are getting more interviews and they match more than the IMGs who are getting non-US based letters of recommendations. So when it comes to the experience, it's fine. Whatever you have done in your life, just write it down and write it very clearly and effectively. But when it comes to LORs, if you would be able to get a United States based LOR, which is like a meaningful one, I think that carries more weight if you get it from Saudi Arabia or from Sudan or any other country. But again, I mean, if you are not able to do it, I think we are running short of time now. It's already July. And I think in a couple of months, the season starts. You might not be able to secure US letters of recommendations. But if you are able to do, just try your best to do it. It's going to be very valuable in your CV. But if you're not able, just ask for an LOR from wherever you have worked, and just hope for the best. But when it comes to the preference, I would prefer an applicant who has LOR from a US-based position, because it shows that you get to know the system, and whoever has written the LOR for you were like very comfortable that you will be able to perform well at a US-based health system. Yeah, but if it comes just to the experience part, it's fine. Whatever you have done, just write it very well, and it will be impactful.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ali, Dr. Khalid. Any other questions or any other comments?
One last thing I wanted to add, I have shared a screenshot on the chat. This is an app, it's called Big Interview. But one of the program directors just recently shared it with me, and I found it really, really helpful. And my interview skills has improved significantly since I started using it. It's a little costly. I think it costs like $120 for 3 months, I think, or something. For you guys who will be able to afford it, it's very helpful. I strongly recommend that you start working on it. I have seen applicants who had 5 interviews and they ended up not matching. I personally know them, and they have good scores and LORs and experiences and everything, but they just ended up not matching because of their poor interview performance. And I have also seen applicants with just 1 interview and they matched. One of them is my older brother. He matched with just 1 single interview the season that he matched. And he never knew anybody in the program. He was just very good at interviewing. So start investing time on getting prepared for the interviews. I'm sure that most of you guys are going to get enough interviews. 3 or 4, 5 interviews may be enough, more than enough, if you are able to nail it down. So I strongly recommend to download the app, start working on it, like invest time on it. It may take time for you to build up your skills, but when it comes to the real deal, you will definitely find the difference between your interview skills prior to start working on it and after you spend like at least a couple of months. And this is highly recommended. Yeah, sorry for interrupting, Dr. Nadir. Thank you so much.
No, that's great. Thank you for sharing. Do you have any screenshot of that app? It's
yeah. I sent it on the chat now. You can see it. I'm gonna send it again.
No, it's yeah. I saw the image, but
yeah.
The actual
just Google. Yeah, it's on Apple Store, and I think on Google Store as well. Just write down biginterview.com. Okay. It's a website actually, but they have an app version of it. And they are very skillful. They are HR professors and PhD holders. They are and they use AI. They are going to interview you like in a real time, and they are going to use artificial intelligence into analyzing your interview skills, and they will give you feedback about everything: your language, your voice tone, your appearance, even the lighting and the setup and your seat and your hands position and everything. They're going to comment about it, and you will see improvement with time. Just keep working on it, you guys, and just follow their advices, and I'm pretty sure that it's worth spending time on it.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for.
Yep. You're welcome.
Any other questions or any other comments?
Sorry, one more thing, if I can be of help as well. Yes. The personal statement is really valuable, and you should spend time writing your personal statement. The problem is that people tend to ignore the personal statement until the last days in the application. So usually it comes disorganized, maybe not very well personalized. But there are a lot of websites and videos on YouTube that tells how to write a personal statement. Personal statement is not only for residency. Everybody in US has a personal statement. Whether you are a professional or a labor or a doctor or a physician or whatever you are doing, even if you want to do like literally every job, you cannot apply for any job in US without a personal statement, whether it is an academic job or a professional job or like a worker or whatever. You should be able to write a personal statement. It's a very common thing required in US. It's just like a CV. You cannot apply for a job without CV. So spend the time, invest the time in your personal statement. Some program directors might just read the personal statement without looking at your CV. The personal statement should be well personalized, like it should be just tailored to your personal experience in life. It should be very well tailored to your character, your personality, and it should be well drafted. Like you cannot just write a personal statement and submit it from the first time. You should at least spend at least weeks, I would say, reading it again and again, rewriting it, editing it. And if you are able to share it with somebody who is experienced in writing personal statements, that should really help. Do not ignore it. Do not underestimate the power of personal statement. Many people are just called for interview based on their personal statements. It's very important. It's not like an accessory part of the application. It's a crucial part. It's essential. And if you are a good writer, like imagine if you are a program director and you have 3 applicants who are equal in everything, like they are equal in their sports experience, a year of graduation, letter of recommendation, and everything. But just one of them is very good writer. He was able to write a very smart, very impactful personal statement. He should be able to write very good patient's notes, very good presentations, very good researches, morning reports, and everything else. Writing is writing, no matter what you are writing. So writing very good personal statement might really be of an impact, and I would highly recommend and advise you to start writing your personal statement. Maybe if not from today, from tomorrow, and get it drafted many times, get it rewritten, edited, and revised many times prior to the time that you are going to submit it. Yeah, I think I ran out of ideas. But I'm happy to share my email here if you want to email me. If you have any question later. I don't think I will be able to revise the whole applications, but I will try my best to give answers for quick questions. Feel free to send me emails. I will be very happy to answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Dr. Ali. Thank you again, Dr. Khalid. This is great, and hopefully it will help some of you guys who attended today and in the future who will look at this recording. I really appreciate your time and your advice, both of you. And thank you for showing up, and good to see you, both of you. And I wish you all the best. Congratulations on your finishing the residency, and all the best with the next step.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir, and thank you, everyone, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
So for the last part of the program, we're gonna just try to see if there is any updates as far as the projects. Anyone wants to share? Nihal, please go ahead.
Hello, Dr. Nader. I want to keep you updated by the project, the effect of vitamin D supplementation on low back pain. And now we are in the phase of the data extraction. My question is, I don't have any participant in the team who are experienced in analysis. What can I do? Can I proceed and make it only systematic review?
what I would suggest, I think I saw Dr. Amal and Dr. Slafa. You can approach some of them, the seniors who did work in similar areas. So maybe they can help with that. Yeah, Dr. Amal, are you here?
Yes, hello, Dr. Nader.
So
Yes, so hi, Dr. Nihal. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll try to help you as much as I can.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Amal. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you both of you. So this is how we want to work, like one will be senior, one will be junior, and if you have questions, they can help each other and we can get the project running and going, and hopefully we'll finish in time. Good luck.
Thank you, Doctor. I have another question, if you please. I'm now, as I mentioned, in the phase of data extraction. Should I go ahead with data extraction before making the assessment of bias, or I should make assessment of bias for all the articles included before going ahead to the data extraction? Especially, I'm planning to submit the abstract in a conference. So the abstract, it's not mandatory for the abstract to mention the assessment of bias. But some of the participants told me that we have to do assessment of bias before including the studies and start the data extraction. So what do you think?
Dr. Amal, you want to answer and then I'll follow up.
So I'm currently conducting risk of bias assessment for one of the projects. So I don't think it is dependent on data extraction. They are separate based on my experience. So you are just going to review the article itself. You are going to carefully read the article and you are going to use one of the tools used for risk of bias assessment. You are usually going to use the Cochrane as a risk of bias assessment tool. And it's completely independent on data extraction. Data extraction is a separate process or a separate task.
Okay, so we can go ahead by making both tasks in parallel. That's
yes,
right?
of course. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Amal, for your help. Thank you, Dr.
You're
Nader.
welcome.
Thank you both. Any other updates or any other questions or any other comments or suggestions, new ideas? Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Is it for me? Sorry.
Yes, Dr. Naima, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nadir. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm just want to give some updates about our new project. So we've started our new projects on GI and in the geriatric community. We have two projects in the group going on. We've organized the group and have considered everybody to be included, with some of them with experience in systematic review, and some of us with minimum or no experience on systematic review. So we have tried to include everybody, and that I think we have created a good group, including a GI specialist from Cairo, Dr. Sarah. So yeah, we have created a very good group, and we're running, and we had the first meeting last week, and we have another meeting today as well. So that's an update about the new project. But my question about it, is there any ongoing or upcoming conference with the deadline in August or September? If we're running out of time for the primary care conference in Canada, that's the deadline for submission is, I think, July 31st. So is there any other conference coming up in August or September?
I don't know off the top of my right now, but I know that other conferences that if you're focusing on geriatric area, for example, you can submit to the American Geriatric Society, AGS. You can see, I think their deadline also in August. There is AMDA, which is American Medical Director Association. Also, they have a conference. I think they're also in maybe September or end of August. So we can work on which conference. If you are getting the result as fast as you can, then we can target some of these. I think there are a lot of other conferences also, but we can focus on the big ones for now.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Nadir.
You're welcome. Any other questions, comments, updates?
I have an update regarding Greenal Wellness application. So we finally successfully uploaded the app to the Google Play Store after screening the QR code. So we are just waiting for the app to be accepted. So the process was different from that I did in the past. It became more complicated, but hopefully it will be accepted, inshallah.
Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
If there are no more questions or comments, I'd like to thank all the presenters from today's meeting and Dr. Rawya for moderating the team and organizing the speakers and the agenda. Thank you all for attending, and I'd like to thank those who will come later to look at this recording. Thank you and have a wonderful day or night. See you next week. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir.
Thanks.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too.